So, guys, here's the truth. This conversation is the conversation that we have every single day with my generation and the generation before mine. They sound the exact same talking points. We are. I'm disheartened because it sounds like we're gonna be doomed to repeat the cycle.
No, it's just like bro said, like which I don't fault him.
Hold
You know
on,
what I'm saying?
Shot
I'm not
Town.
saying it's a bad thing.
Jayla, I get it. What is you think it? Do you think it's laughable?
I just think that
Because and the reason why I'm asking, let me give you context. Is our people there's a couple different, like I think the Mexicans are a little lower than us, but in terms of the totem pole, we damn near at the bottom. And then what I look at the top of the totem pole is those people, the East Indian man, the Asian man, they are married because married, the nuclear family is the quickest way to wealth. You also look at parent children that are being raised by single parents, single mothers specifically. They do the worst in a lot of different facets. The jail population is largely from fatherless homes, things of that nature. And I'm not exonerating the men, right? I'm just saying they're raised with their mom. Here's the results, right? Men should be taking care of their kids, right? That goes without saying. So it's concerning because look where we are. And it's only doomed to get worse based on how the world is going.
yeah,
And you guys are literally saying having the same arguments that we have in the generation before mine had.
I don't know. I just feel like one of the main problems with my generation, I can say, is social media.
Okay.
Like everybody want to base off what they see other people doing, and nobody really want to live in real life no more. Like when he had said something about women wanting dudes who already got their shit together, bro. I know 30 bitches right now. God forgive me for saying that, but I know 30 girls right now. I was with a nigga. He was working at Sonic. We both in college. He computer science major, working at Sonic. We was together happy. I had no problem. He got food stamps. I got food stamps. We is living it up. He got homework. We in here doing our homework together. It's not no. I need a nigga who got making a band today. No, none of that. Just be a good person. That's all it is. We are not in competition with each other. I feel like men and women, like, why is it got to be this competition? Oh, who the prize? Who the prize? We both the prize, my nigga. We both are. We're in this together. That's not me against you. That's why I was saying, oh boy, like he hate women because it's just like, why when he talking to y'all, the whole demeanor changes. It's none of that. But when he talking to us, it's very microaggressive. You want me to make myself feel little. You want to belittle everything I say. I don't like that. I don't respect that. I don't respect you as a man. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm like, I'm not even going to engage in this conversation for real because it's just like, you don't even want to hear nothing I got to say. Because half the time I'm agreeing with you. I'm not going to lie. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah. And so you think when Chi-Town's approach, you think it's a misogynistic one? You really think it's a hate, or is he what do you really think? I know y'all using that word. You believe that?
I won't say it's intentional, but like I don't know if it's based on past experiences or who he was talking to, whoopty whoop. But I can definitely see it's a little microaggressive. Like it's
Is it microaggressive or is it because this is how we talk where I'm from? We don't talk feminine. We don't talk all sissified. We talk like
it's
men. That's
not
how we
being
talk where I'm from.
sissified. It's not being
Where I'm
sissified
from,
or
that's how we
feminine or
talk.
anything. But it's just aggressive. Like, why are you being so aggressive?
And
Even
if
when you was getting into your debate with my best friend, it was like you started cussing and damn near foaming at the mouth of her. She was just trying to get her point across just like you was. She didn't raise her voice or cuss at you. It wasn't none of that.
it's my aggressive nature, sweetheart. I'm from Chicago. We don't do the feminine shit. We don't do the
I,
sassy shit.
I
Like
dealt
that's
with
just how
somebody
we
from
talk.
Chicago and he never talked to me that way.
Oh well, I don't know where he from, but that's how we is where we from. That's how we talk. New York niggas talk the same way. Like it's nothing personal that we saying it. This is just how we talk with aggressiveness. Like that's just how we talk. And then 9 times out of 10, women love our aggressiveness. So if our women love our aggressiveness, that's the way we talk. It's nothing personal. It's not that I hate women. I was gonna say something, but I don't know who's watching. But it's not our approach. But I mean, women love aggressive men. Women love men that talk aggressive. It's not that I'm trying to disrespect the women on the panel, or that I hate women. Women love me. I cater to women a lot. You know what I'm saying? I treat women with respect. You know, I'm the nigga that do what a lot of niggas that might say is simple, but I don't simp. But I definitely treat a lady like a lady. But when I'm talking, that doesn't mean that I have to talk in a feminine way to get my point across to a woman. If I'm aggressive, I'm aggressive. That's because I'm standing on what I'm saying in my words. There's no disrespect though.
Just because you're masculine doesn't mean you have to be aggressive. And just because people that can talk to people calmly and with a certain demeanor doesn't make them feminine. Like Jim and Jeff, we haven't said a word about how they talk because there's a difference. And where you're from does not matter. We're all from different places. And we all men, oh, I'm because I'm from here. No, you're aggressive because, like she said, it may be your experiences, the things that you've been through, but there definitely is a difference in tone and how you talk. I'm cool. I'm fine. I'm not scared. I'm not running away. My feelings are not hurt. But it can be, I'm just saying, as a woman, it can be misconstrued and be like the way how you handle women, how you talk to women, it can be seen as microaggressive. That's what she's saying.
Okay, I just talk sweet and nice, sweetheart. Okay, I accompany you.
All right,
Okay,
you do what you do.
and then next thing you know, half in an hour, they gonna start calling us sassy.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an issue with y'all. So I'm wondering, is it the communication overall that's keeping us so far apart? Because Jayla said the things that resonated with her came out of Chi-Town's mouth, but the other stuff deterred her. So for instance, when she just gave the painted the story about the nigga from Sonic, that's literally building with a person, and that's originally what Chi-Town said, like, hey, we get it together early, we gonna come up together, etc., etc. But so ladies, one of the OGs named Uncle Jeff, he's a comedian, he won Star Search. I don't know if you ever heard of Star Search. It's like old, like Apollo type shit, right? But he said this happens to women. Let me see what you guys think. Let me see what all you guys think. He said he'll be like, bitch, I got the cure for cancer, right? And then the woman like, and she has cancer, mind you, and she'd be like, who you calling a bitch? And missed the fact that he said, I got the cure for cancer. Because tone and the things you say matter so much. But what about the message?
I feel like the message can get overlooked when tone and delivery is not there. I feel like a lot of times your message could be what the right thing, but if you don't deliver that right, it might be overlooked. And I feel like that's the problem. Tone and delivery is very important. Just for anything, if you want somebody to understand what you're saying, you have to deliver it in a way where they can understand. Now, Chi-Town people might be able to understand him talking like that, so that's cool. But when you get around other people, it's like, okay, you might gotta tone it down just a little bit because we don't know you, so we don't know how you coming at it. Your message might be right, but your delivery, it might be overlooked because your delivery is not there, and I think that's the main thing.
Okay. And so, do you think, because men talk to each other like that, that way, and it's effective and it's direct, and we usually get the solutions more quickly, but you think we need to change our delivery when speaking to women?
Yes, you're not dating your homeboy. You're not with your bro. You're with your woman.
I feel like, oh, go ahead, girl.
That's all I have to say.
To me, if you, okay, so we were talking about like men leading and all of this stuff. Yeah. I feel like as a man, if you want a woman to lead, you do have to change your approach with them. You can't come at them like that because a woman is going to shut down. They're not going to submit to you if they feel like you're talking down to them or you're talking at them sideways or you're being disrespectful. So I feel like at times, yes, men do have to change their approach with women, especially in the case that you want to be a leader, because most leaders know how to change their approach. Malcolm X is not going to go to Martin Luther King's rally and talk the same way he might at his own, because he knows the people in the audience aren't gonna their message might not be crossed the same if he doesn't change the way he speaks to the congregation versus if he's at Juma talking to the masjid, he might talk to them a little different. So I feel like that, yeah.
You know, Michael. That's one of my favorite people in the world. You know, he talked that way in every scenario he was in.
That was just
the same way he talked to his people. He talked to everybody.
I think you missed the point, though. Did you miss my point? I think you missed my point.
Yeah, when you said that, yeah, I did.
Okay, so let me do it better. An imam at the masjid, is not going to go into a church and preach the same thing he might preach to the Muslims in the masjid. That's my point. He might have to go into the church and say it a little differently. He might have to change his delivery because the church folks might not understand what he's saying. A pastor might not be able to go into Juma in the masjid and preach the same thing he might preach to the church. He might have to change his delivery because that's how they're going to understand. And that's my point. If you missed it with the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
My whole thing is that I just don't like when women want men to act like women. If that's the way, if men
We don't
act
want
like
you
men,
to act like women.
It's
We
we
not-
just want
don't
you to
speak like
respect us
women.
enough to
If that's
change your
the
delivery.
if that's the point, if you missing the point, if the point is being made and it's being made, then it shouldn't matter about the delivery. If a man is fat as hell, we not gonna tell our homie like, hey bro, like you look good, but you know you can. No, we gonna be like, my nigga, you fat as fuck, bro. You need to get in the gym.
And that's why a lot of times you'll find men go to their women to be confidants about more serious things
Damn,
because
man, no
y'all
hell, man.
react to that a lot of the time. Women, and just because, and I'm not saying men have to be soft. Hey, boo boo, I'm not saying that. None of us are. We're saying if you're talking to a woman, if you're talking to anybody, you could talk to another man. And if you come and if he's not okay with you coming to, yeah, what up, nigga, da 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 da, you're not gonna come at him like that. The way a lot of men will talk to their homeboys versus the way they may go and talk to Obama or somebody is going to be completely different. That's all we're saying.
Hey
Not
Jim, hey
doesn't make
Jim,
you bitch, doesn't make you a sissy, doesn't make you feminine.
That's toxic masculinity.
It's just
hey,
you claim,
I
yes.
hate that fucking word. Hey Jim,
It's a
hey,
real thing though,
hey
because
Jim,
you're a macho man. That's all it is.
hey
Go ahead.
Jim. If I come to you, if I be like, hey bro, you looking fat as hell, folks. You need to get in the gym, gang. Like, what the fuck is going on? You tripping? Now, if you go to your woman, you think your woman gonna say that, or she gonna be like, "Oh nah, babe, you look fine to me." Who would you rather have come to you and be honest with you and direct and be like, "Hey, bro, you fat as fuck. You need to get your
Aggressive
ass in the
doesn't mean
gym."
not
Hold on,
honest.
he asking Jim. Go ahead.
Nah, like as a man, we talk to each other more directly.
Each other.
No,
Each other.
hold.
Look, she's ready to beat
We
down the
talk
nigga
to
throat,
each
but I
other.
hate women though. But she ready to jump down the nigga throat.
Nah, we talk to each other more directly as men. You feel me? Because that's how we understand each other. Women, have a different approach, and they both work. But what Hemp initially has said was, are we missing the message because of the delivery? And I think that's a problem, no matter who it is, no matter if it's the man that's delivering the message or the woman that's delivering the message. If I say, bitch, you got cancer, you don't need to be worried about being called a bitch. You need to be worried about the cancer. And that shit go for either way. So I feel like on both sides, like, all right, you said emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And if you're emotionally intelligent, you have to understand. That's going to give you the power to understand his delivery is wrong, but the message needs to be perceived. So if that's there, yeah. So if that's there, I feel like we need to, okay, cool. Let me fix this cancer shit. Then we gonna work on you calling me a bitch. But anything outside of that, we gotta stop doing that as a people. If we generation Z and we talking about the same shit generation X and the millennials and all them is talking about, because at the end of the day, we want solutions. We don't want to keep making the same problems, having the same mistakes. That shit is insane, doing the same shit, expecting a different result. So if old heads is telling us some shit, and now that I'm saying this shit, I'm realizing that I'm part of the problem too. Because I was arguing with an old head because I ain't like the way he was talking to me. This some real shit, bro. I was just on this thing arguing with an old head because he was talking crazy, but he was just trying to convey a message the way he knew how. And that's what men do. We convey messages the way we know how and the way that we would receive them.
Let
I
me
have a
read these.
question.
Yep. Hold that question for me. Let me just read these real quick. The Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says masculinity is clearly more important because y'all mute for me. Masculinity is clearly more important because protection and provision is key to survival. Most women not that feminine anyway, so it's not that useful. Black Dawn with the $5 says, Yasmin, quote unquote, I feel like we have 50-50 masculine and feminine energy, end quote. Only someone with edges that bad would say something that stupid. The Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, men are more capable of nurturing than women are capable of protecting. Women don't own nurturing, but we are far more capable of protecting than them. The Abdul Wakil with the $2 says, emotional, intelligent men don't go for nonsense. The dating pool rose with the $2 says, proud of you ladies, holding us down. Yes. Mr. Grant was popping with the 20 ball says, hey, little brother Hamp, what's goody? Can you ask each of the young people to give a definition of masculinity, also femininity? I am a little worried that the youngs are losing the meaning of words. Yeah, we can do that. AL with the $5 says, most women lack emotional intelligence. A lot of women have no ability to self-regulate their emotion and lack empathy if it's not convenient to her. Caesar's Palace with the $2 says, Chi-Town 100% facts. Don't do it till you 35 plus years old. Mr. Grant with the $2 says, young man Chi-Town, proud of what you just stated. That was at 10:47. The Dane Pool Rose with the $2 says, Chi-Town is scaring women with his demeanor. Black Dawn with the $5 says, Ari, quote, that's not true. We also love nerds, end quote. Right. And you're not growing a second chin. AL with the $5 says, she says women have more EQ than goes and interrupts Chi-Town mid-statement to make her own turn. Exhibit A of lacking self-regulation. Maurice Clark with the $5 says, it's sad when men value themselves. Women interpret it as hating women. Shy values himself as a man. The other two, not so much. Black Dawn with the $5 says, Samuel Shaw, quote, Ari is going to end up marrying a white man, and Jayla is a future pump and dump, and Yasmin will turn stud, unquote. Yikes. Andre Dale with the $5 says, Hamp, ellipsis. There's nothing new under the sun. However, they think that what they're doing is fresh, but it's just repackaged. Ari, you got to learn EI. Just try. Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, toxic, narcissist, emotional intelligence are all buzzwords / phrases women like Ari use out of context and undefined. We heard them all tonight. Shit sad. Black Dawn with the $5 says, Ari, quote, he was doing things in high school, end quote. Laughing my ass off. Like what? Playing basketball or football? Ricky Williams was popping. Uncle Rick with the $2 says, I just be talking no Hamp. Peace to the panel. Black Dawn with the $5 says, we should ban lace fronts, hot Cheetos, and black Nissan Altimas. Let's see how long the ladies last. What we know podcast with the $5 says, Chi-Town hate women and old niggas. Laughing my ass off. Maurice Clark with the $5 says, it's sad when men think highly of themselves. Women interpret it as hating women. HQ with the $2 says, women don't like aggression. It speaks of violence. J Rock was popping with the $10 says, y'all may not have an issue with him with how Jim and Jeff talk, but y'all have yet to cut Chi-Town off and were quiet when he spoke, but were quick to cut off the other dudes. Maurice with the $2 says, Jayla is masculine, my nigga, and quote unquote. Walk the talk with the $2 says, tell me my house is on fire nicely. The Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, how y'all so emotionally intelligent if you miss a message because of tone? That sounds like the opposite of emotional intelligence. Check and mate. Abdul with the $2 says, polygamy solved this bees with females. Oh, the bullshit, I guess. The Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, if you missed the point, that was clearly said that's a you problem, not a them problem. This is why women can't lead and shouldn't be in charge of nothing. Congo was popping. Ari is very mature for her age, passionate, and has sense of what she doesn't want now. Jayla is aggressive and use word salad to manipulate people. Chi-Town, love your state of mind. Look up David Goggins to keep motivated. Abdul Wakil with the $2 says, Jayla and Ari only though because they has weave. Only what? I'm just saying what the $5 says, ladies, they know how to speak. He don't do that at work. They know how to pull it in. You women are beautiful. Ellipsis. Can't wait to see your future. I'm just the dating pool rose with the $5 says, stop listening to men who hate women, specifically Red Pill and Shy. Will Viper was popping with the $10 says, the same ladies approach men saying bro or bruh. Where's your feminine energy? Cook, Chi-Town. Sugar Bum with the $2 says, proud of these young queens. Q Dub with the $10 says, at this point I'm convinced all women are children. I never understand when old women say young girls are not developed, but they fit in the boat right with them. They're all children. Yaz, what was your question?
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it after listening to all of that. But it was along the lines of Jimmy, what was the last thing you said? You remember? I can't.
You on mute, Jim.
You're on mute.
Oh, about the message needing to be received no matter the delivery.
Yes.
Yeah.
That. So I feel like, okay, the question is, let me make sure I have this right in my head.
Yeah.
So
if you say it out, we'll decipher it too.
So basically like this. All right. So you're saying don't miss the message based on the delivery, but why can't the delivery be like, why can't you change the delivery so that we can understand the message? Like, why is there such a hard line at not changing the delivery? Or why can't you understand that certain people might not understand the message if delivered a certain way? I think that's my question.
That's more of like a hypothetical. We just talking about the way.
It's not a hypothetical. It's more so like, okay, like how we were just talking. Chi-Town doesn't feel like he's being aggressive. He feels like he's just talking. But his message is being missed because his delivery isn't right, in our opinion. So why is there a strong line of I'm not going to change my delivery so that you can understand my message? Why is it like if you don't understand my message, fuck it, because the delivery it is what it is.
I don't think that's the definitive stance that men take. I think,
but that's kind of what y'all been saying. That's why I'm more so confused.
No, we're saying that it shouldn't matter the delivery if the message is something that could be relative to your situation or change your situation. We're not saying that we're not willing to change our delivery. We were saying that when we talk to each other, it's okay because we understand the way we talk. When we talk to women, it may be the message may not be received. We're not saying we're not willing to change our delivery to get the message across. We're saying that we shouldn't have to, or anyone shouldn't have to.
And that's my question. I think, and that's more so what I'm picking up on. If you know, okay, this is a hypothetical, but I feel like that's what we do on this podcast, hypotheticals. So if you know that your girlfriend or however may not like being called a bitch, and you still say, bitch, I got the cure for cancer, of course she's not gonna hear the message because you already know that she does not like being called a bitch. The delivery was there. So yes, you might have the cure to cancer, but you know, okay, this girl doesn't like being called a bitch, and I called her a bitch anyways. That was the delivery. So of course the message is not gonna be clear.
Since we're in a hypothetical realm, who's the fool? Me as a man for calling her a bitch before I tell her that I have the cure for cancer, or her as the woman allowing her offense to stop her from receiving the cure for cancer?
You're asking who's the fool? You are the fool for calling your girl a bitch. First
of
all,
I'm the fool for my use of language, but you're gonna die because you don't like how I talk to you.
For one, language is very important. The way you word things, verbiage is important. So if you know that your girl is not a bitch, why would you say, bitch, I got the cure for cancer? The message is stop right there, because first of all, bitch is crazy. That's just a hypothetical. But if you're talking to your girl, the delivery has to be a certain way because you know your girl. So if you know your girl, you want your girl to follow your lead, your delivery has to be a certain way so if the girl won't combat you. Oh, why the fuck you calling me a bitch?
Mind you, this is hypothetical. We're keeping it hypothetical. Okay. You a damn fool if you're going to allow the way someone says something to you to stop you from receiving a cure, man or woman. If you're a woman and a man tells you, bitch, I have the cure for cancer, fuck the delivery. Your life is at hand. Like, I feel like your pride is in the way. Like, this is what was coming across to me with this conversation. I feel like your pride is not allowing you to receive the message. And we're not saying that men are right. We're not saying that the tone.
Can I just say something as a future attorney? Delivery is everything. That's just how the world works. I'm sorry. That's just how the world works. Not even man, woman, whatever. You see presidents, all these people, you think they finna go on there and be like, hey, bitch ass niggas, y'all need to vote, wooty woo. Hey, bitch ass niggas, I'm finna do this. No, that's just not how the fucking world works. Like, it's just not. That's ridiculous.
My favorite president did.
I think almost everybody in the world, if you had cancer and someone came to you and said, bitch, I got the cure for cancer, they're going to be like, oh, fuck the bitch. They're not going to worry about the bitch.
Exactly.
But in real life, to real, but I'm saying in real life, talking to real people, that matters. You're not officiates, they're not going to go to another country and sit in these meetings talking any kind of way to somebody because they want their point to get across. You want your point to get across, so using something small as how you talk to someone, that matters. Then that's
And Jimmy,
what
I know you in real life.
saying, or you're
If
going to
somebody
get
came
the
up to you
wrong
and said,
message.
bitch, you would not go for that. If
First of
somebody
all-
came up to you, Jimmy Well, in real life and said, bitch, I got the cure for cancer, you're the first, I know you in real life, you're not gonna go for that shit. You're not. And I'm saying this because it's like, as a man, if somebody came up to y'all and was like, what the fuck is up, you ugly ass nigga? You might say, okay, that's cool. But if a stranger came up to you and said, bitch, you're ugly as shit, fuck you, and you're not gonna go for that shit. Delivery matters. He might have just been saying, oh, you're fit, not cute. But he said, bitch, you're ugly as
moving
shit.
the goalposts. We're moving the goalposts now. That wasn't the question.
Basic
It's delivery. That's what we're talking about.
We're talking, so it started with Chi-Town. Chi-Town, all we're saying to you is, as women, we view, because someone commented, we view men being aggressive because I know myself, I'm scared of men. Men are scary. So I'm saying your delivery is common to men that do certain things, that tend to be violent, that tend to be more aggressive. That's where it's like, okay, you don't want, I understand your message. A lot of times we're not disagreeing, but it's getting misconstrued because of how you're coming across. If you don't hate women and we're asking, you'll be like, oh, women, da 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 da. It's gonna be like, those don't coincide with each other.
Jim, basically, it's so many other words, bro. If you ain't talking like a sissified motherfucker,
we never
don't
See,
say
that's
it,
what we
bro.
talking about, though.
Because
That's
look, men, if a man came up to us and said, hey, bitch, we know the cure for cancer, we gonna automatically be like, oh shit, nigga, you got the cure for cancer.
No,
because we
y'all
don't
when you're going,
I think you gonna be like, hey, I have
think with emotion.
Instead of
Men don't think
when
with
you're going
emotion.
to a job
You're
interview,
generalizing
you talk
it.
the
There are
same way
men
you're
that
talking
talk
on here.
regular.
When you're going to get a job,
doesn't
are you
move
talking the
off
same way you're
emotion.
talking on this podcast?
Hey, no. To answer your question, no, we're not going to talk.
Oh, okay. No
but guess what? But
no
guess what?
question.
That's
I'm
not
hanging
what
my
we're.
gavel. I'm done.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Even
Like,
make
you
no
didn't make
point.
a
What the fuck
point.
is she
Just-
talking
He
about?
definitely made a point.
Listen,
you guys, all right, let me say this. Not aside from Jeff, because he's just sitting there. Nobody up here is talking like this on any job interview. How you guys are talking wouldn't happen. How the men are talking would not happen. So let's just nip that and understand that everybody's delivery right now would be off in these given situations, in the courtroom as well. Right? And Jayla, since you're in that field, you know they sensationalize it on Law and Order. You know, the court is much more monotone, much more structured. They get excited during certain monologues, but it's usually question, answer, question, answer. So you guys wouldn't be doing thank you with your hands and all that. That doesn't work in these forums, right? So all these deliveries, would you guys agree that all these deliveries might need some critiquing?
Yes. And I kind of want to back on the men that said,
but that's your problem. You don't think you have to change, and that's you want a woman to follow you, but you don't feel like you have to change. If women are sitting on this panel telling you your approach is aggressive, a lot of the time that's probably what it is. So if you're not willing to say, okay, if these three young ladies are telling me that I'm coming off aggressive, and you're not willing to say, okay, let me change how I'm talking to them, then that's a problem. I don't feel like, how do you feel like a woman should follow after you and you be the lead if you're not even capable of changing your delivery?
But if a woman is not willing to follow my program and what I got going on, I don't fucking need her. I'll find another.
No, but shout out said
this for the people that say I don't know what emotional intelligence. That intelligence is.
That was an emotional.
That's what I study.
Not as
one of the aspects of emotional intelligence is social skills. You have to have proper social skills to communicate with people. We have to know how to communicate. To get things done, you need to know how to communicate. So I'm just saying, if you want others to be more acceptive to what you're saying and not immediately be like, oh, they're not listening, sometimes you have to change your approach. That's it. We're not calling you a sissy. We're not saying you have to sit up here, talk to us in a baby voice for us to understand. That's not what women want. We want you to be assertive. But we're saying for you, the comment you just made was very aggressive. It was not needed.
Okay, so how about this for assertiveness? If a woman is not willing to follow my lead in my direction, fuck her. I'll go find another one.
Hey, nah. I'm gonna say some real shit though. I think, yeah, Shot-Town made a good point. And what he said earlier was that the communication style is different where he's at. So I do think people communicate differently, and what's acceptable to some women isn't acceptable to others. So y'all like women are not gonna allow this, women are not gonna allow that, but that's just not true.
Can I say this?
He may have come across some women who like the way he talked. Like he said, that's where he's from. That's how they talk. So if women over there are okay with that, then he doesn't need to change to be in a good relationship. It just is offending y'all. And the thing is, what Hampton said earlier, we were initially supposed to be talking about delivery not stopping the overall message from getting across. All the other shit was sidebars to that. So let's get back on that.
But I think our main point is delivery does stop the message from getting across. I think that's our biggest point. And the fact, and I'm going back to my point that I made earlier. You guys as young men want women to follow you. Okay? That's what y'all want. Y'all want to be the leaders. Y'all want a woman to submit and to follow you. That's what y'all been saying on this panel for 2 hours and 30 minutes. What we're saying as young ladies, as women, is that if you want a woman to follow you, sometimes you may have to change your approach and your delivery. A woman is not going to submit to a man who she feels like is aggressive, is volatile. A woman is not going to submit to a man like that. And I feel like, yes, Chi-Town might be from Chicago, and the girls from Chicago might love that. But we're not from Chicago, and we're saying your delivery is causing your messages to be unheard. I didn't hear none of Chi-Town's points because of his delivery. Not because I was missing it on purpose, but because of how he was delivering his message. It just went over my head. I'm not going to listen to a man, and I feel like he's talking down on a woman. I'm not going to listen. I'm going to tune out. Not on purpose. I'm just going to tune out. So I feel like everything we're talking about, tables, is a part of the question that Hamp asked us. Because as young men, you want women to follow you, but you're not willing to change so that women feel comfortable following you.
You see what they're saying? Because everything, the answer that they're giving to, everything is based off emotion based.
Everything
if you're not talking to a woman, if you're not talking to a woman in a way that they think that is good for them, then they're not going to hear it fucking anyway.
That's
so what's the point? So what's the point of changing your approach?
As a man, let me ask you a question. As a man, if I came to all of you on here, I'm yelling at you all the time, I'm cussing you out, are you gonna be like, nah, bitch? Or if I came to you differently with some sort of respect, the respect that you personally you would want from me, if I came to you that way, which way are you gonna take?
The first thing I'm gonna say is like, damn, baby, put your dick up.
Exactly. Wow. And we're telling you, calm down. Put.
No, I don't have to calm down because I'm not an emotional creature. I don't have to calm down.
Can we?
If you don't like the way that I'm talking, or if you don't like the way a masculine
feel how you feel, and we feel how we feel.
If you don't like the way I talk, or you don't like the way a masculine man talks, then go get another man, bro. I don't have to change for you.
That's not masculinity, though. That doesn't
have to change for you.
We're talking about us. We're all sitting here on this panel together.
Well, I don't have to change for you. You can go talk to somebody else that says it in the way that you perceive.
Someone else.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have to change for you.
That's why we agree to disagree. I would like to move on.
Okay, move on, because I'm going to talk the way I talk.
Still going.
Okay, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, and?
And you're emotional. You sound emotional.
That's emotional.
That's emotional.
That's
emotion.
Because if a woman said, and I'm a female,
it's giving female. This is what we're doing. You're doing the same thing in your little box that we're doing. So how are we emotional and you're not?
I know, and you can.
Yeah, and you do know because you're emotional, just like us,
that's
baby. Because everybody has a feminine and masculine. So your feminine is coming out right now,
and now you're being shady.
So you ain't talking masculine either.
They don't want to listen to what women have to say.
Take the high road.
Ask them. Now you're telling her she has a dick. You're going to call us ugly.
Like she a man.
You have nothing better to say.
Like she a man.
Hey,
no, she's being assertive. being a man, if women talk assertive does not make them a man. That's what I'm saying. You're misconstruing it. You okay?
Let's
I
let Jess talk. Jess got something to say.
All right.
Everybody, bro.
I honestly just think, like, regardless of what kind of man you are, I think there is a level of awareness that you have when you are with someone that you care about. I think like you could be as aggressive, you can be as like not going for no bullshit for anybody that you deal with on a regular basis. For someone that you genuinely care about, there's a level of awareness that you have. I could be arguing with somebody and have a bad day or whatever, but if I really got somebody that support me, you know what I'm saying, that's there for me, do all the things that, you know what I'm saying, submissive and all that kind of extra stuff there is, like, I'm gonna be different to that person. I think it's just natural. Like, I don't know. The same way, like, you're not gonna, for a father, like, you're not gonna be aggressive to the world and aggressive to your kids, like you shouldn't be, at least. Like, you're not gonna be fussing at your kids, like, regardless of the relationship. Like, I think there is a level of awareness that we all have with people, and I think that's just like the message you're trying to get out.
Yeah. Damn, man. Would you guys say that you came because you don't like the frame that Chi-Town presents? Will you say that this conversation, you come out your frame that you normally don't want to? Ari, would you say?
I would say yes, and I would say in a defensive way because I don't know him.
I understand.
Because usually I'm very calm. I don't argue. I don't yell. I'm usually the one, sister, calm down. Like I'm usually on the inside, but delivery is important. That's just the basics. I don't know him. So of course I'm gonna be a little more hostile towards someone I don't know.
Damn. Okay. Damn. So if you don't know somebody, you willing to try them?
I didn't try him.
No, but just like in a vacuum. Like let's say you out in the earth.
No, I guess maybe saying because I don't know him, maybe. But usually me as a person, I'm very calm. I'm very level-headed. I'm like, let's talk. Like that. I'm not a fighter. I'm not, despite what some people in the comments may think, I'm not ghetto by far. I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't act like, I don't act like that. I'm not, that's not me. So that's why when it's presented to me, it's like, wait a minute, what do I do with this? Because that's just not my character.
Damn. Oh, I forgot my question.
I think it was something about the frame. Do you usually come out your frame or something like that?
Yeah, I just wonder, like, what we just presented. Are we saying that's only because of what we received from Chi-Town?
No, I think because he made pros. I think that's what I said, because him and Jim agree.
Well, no, I'm asking Yaz and Jay. I heard.
Oh, okay.
I'm not,
yeah.
For me, I feel like Chi-Town is provocative, and I feel like he does it on purpose, and I give him his props because he's good at it. But I feel like for me, when somebody comes at me provocative, I'm willing to go back with the same combativeness that you come at me with. Okay. Whoever you are, stranger, family member, friend. So if you're coming at me with a certain energy, I'm going to give you the same energy you're looking for, which is the energy that you're giving me. And that's just how I am. But usually I'm calm. I'm quiet. I wasn't talking because I felt like a lot of the stuff wasn't worth my energy. But when we got to a certain point, it's like, okay, let me speak up and let me say my points, because I do have some. And I feel like if I don't speak them and you don't at least get to hear how I feel, then you might never know how other people might look at it. Because opinions from other people are always necessary. How other people take stuff in is necessary for life and how you move on. So I feel like if I just sat here quiet and didn't say nothing, I would feel worse than talking up.
Okay. And Yaz, if you remember when we were talking about the whole sperm and egg thing, that's why I kept asking, so they can get your entire thought process out, as opposed to judging on that one snippet. You know what I mean? Jay, what say you about, you know, the back and forth that you had? Would you say that's your conduct? It is what it is. What you think?
No, I don't argue with men. But I agree with what both of them said. And then also just from prior experience, like the last time I was on here, I don't think they were still on here. I know Ari wasn't on here, but when it was me versus like 4 different dudes, and I just felt kind of provoked, like you playing on my top a little bit, because in a way, the way he talks is condescending. Like, I hate to say it, and that might not be what you're trying to do, but that's how it came across, and that's how I interpreted your message. It was condescending to me, especially when I'm sitting here with 3 other dudes saying the same thing, pretty much yelling at me and basically telling me that I'm wrong, trying my religion, trying God. So I'm coming into this already kind of on the fence because of what happened the last time we was on here. So I'm sorry if I offended you or made you feel disrespected or I played with your masculinity, but I just don't like, I like to be talked to a certain way. And that's not how me as a person, I'm not talking to you that way. So I don't really want you to talk to me that way. And I feel like I let it kind of go on longer than I should have without saying anything. So that's all that was.
Okay. Friend, and we out.